Every day, millions of people unwrap a drumstick cone, take a bite, and never think about what it took to get there. A swirl of frozen dessert, a thin shell of chocolate, a sprinkle of peanuts. But behind that simple moment is a world of precision, chemistry, engineering, and human coordination that runs every hour of every day. Every movement is timed, every gram is measured, every step is designed so that what reaches your freezer tastes the same whether it was made today or 3 months ago. It is a carefully controlled industrial process where food science, where human oversight meets machines that never sleep. Today, we go inside that process. This is how a drumstick cone is really made. You think this is ice cream. Legally, it is something else. That difference changes everything. This factory produces drumstick-style frozen dessert cones at industrial scale, with automated lines running continuously throughout the day and night. The product is classified as a frozen dairy dessert under food regulations, which distinguishes it legally and technically from traditional ice cream. The classification depends on milk fat levels and ingredient composition, which determine how the product can be named and sold. It supports longer shelf life and large-scale distribution, making nationwide and international logistics possible. Texture is engineered to remain stable at freezing temperatures, so the product stays smooth rather than icy or grainy. Stabilizers are used to control ice crystal growth, which helps preserve mouthfeel during storage and transport. Emulsifiers are added to prevent phase separation, keeping fats and water bound together as a smooth emulsion. The mixture is homogenized to reduce fat particle size, breaking large fat droplets into microscopic ones. This improves smoothness and structural stability, creating a creamy texture that feels uniform in the mouth. The base is cooled and transferred for filling, where it will later be partially frozen and shaped into its final form. Milk solids and vegetable fats are blended in mixing tanks, where large rotating mixers ensure uniform distribution throughout the liquid base. Sugar is added to control sweetness and freezing behavior, since sugar lowers the freezing point and affects texture. Stabilizers are introduced to protect texture, helping prevent ice crystals and structural breakdown during long storage periods. Emulsifiers are added to prevent phase separation, keeping fats and water bound together as a smooth emulsion. Flavor bases are incorporated into the mixture, providing the characteristic taste profile of the final product. The blend is heated for pasteurization, which is a controlled process that kills harmful microorganisms. Pasteurization reduces microbial risk, making the product safe for consumption and compliant with food safety standards. The mixture is homogenized to reduce fat particle size, breaking large fat droplets into microscopic ones. This improves smoothness and structural stability, creating a creamy texture that feels uniform in the mouth. The base is cooled and transferred for filling, where it will later be partially frozen and shaped into its final form. Batter is prepared from flour, sugar, oil, and water, mixed into a smooth liquid that can be evenly baked. The batter is portioned onto heated waffle plates, which control thickness and ensure uniform size. The batter is baked into thin waffle sheets, developing color, flavor, and a crisp texture. The sheets are transferred while still pliable before they become brittle and unshapeable. Machines roll the sheets into cone shapes using precise timing and pressure to avoid cracking. The cones cool and harden into final form, locking in their shape and structure. Cooling prevents deformation during handling, transport, and later filling stages. Cones are positioned upright on conveyors, aligned so that machines can access them accurately. Sensors inspect shape and dimensional accuracy, identifying cones that are misshapen or broken. Non-conforming cones are rejected automatically, preventing defective products from reaching the filling line. Chocolate is heated to a controlled liquid state, where it can flow easily without burning or separating. Liquid chocolate is applied inside each cone, coating the interior surface with a thin, even layer. The coating forms a barrier against moisture migration, preventing the filling from soaking into the cone. This prevents softening of the cone's structure, preserving its crisp texture until consumption. The coating also contributes flavor, adding a subtle chocolate note to every bite. Coating thickness is regulated mechanically, ensuring it is thick enough to seal, but not overpowering. Excess chocolate is drained from the cone, preventing pooling or uneven buildup. The coating is cooled to solidify, forming a firm protective shell inside the cone. Sensors verify coating presence, confirming that every cone has been properly sealed. The cones proceed to the filling stage, now protected against moisture and structural failure. The frozen dessert base is pumped into filling equipment, where it is prepared for precise dispensing. The base is partially frozen to a semi-solid state, giving it enough firmness to hold shape. Dispensing nozzles fill each cone with product, delivering an exact volume into every shell. Portion weight is measured continuously using sensors that monitor every unit in real time. Deviations are corrected automatically, ensuring uniformity across thousands of cones. Flavor variations are introduced as required, allowing different product types on the same line. Layered or swirled patterns are formed, creating visual and textural variation in the filling. The top surface is leveled mechanically, giving each cone a consistent height and appearance. The cones are stabilized prior to coating, so the filling does not shift or collapse. Filled cones move into the dipping section, where external coatings will be applied. Cones are inverted and dipped into liquid chocolate, coating the exposed filling surface. Excess coating drains away, preventing thick or uneven chocolate layers from forming. The chocolate begins to set during cooling, forming a thin shell on the surface. Chopped peanuts are applied onto the coating, covering the chocolate with a crunchy layer. The toppings adhere to the wet surface, sticking firmly before the chocolate fully hardens. Loose material is removed, preventing excess nuts from remaining on the product. Cones pass through a cooling tunnel, where temperature is carefully controlled. The coating hardens into a solid shell, locking the toppings in place. Visual inspection confirms uniform coverage, ensuring appearance meets brand standards. Coated cones exit the coating line, now fully assembled and visually complete. Weight sensors verify product mass, confirming that each cone meets specification. Vision systems inspect geometry and coating, detecting cracks, gaps, or irregularities. Cracked or deformed cones are rejected, preventing damaged products from reaching customers. Missing toppings trigger removal, ensuring consistent appearance and experience. Temperature is monitored throughout production, maintaining safety and quality. Microbial safety tests are conducted offline, validating hygiene and sanitation. Random samples undergo manual inspection, adding human verification to automated systems. Packaging integrity is verified, checking seals and materials for leaks or damage. Production data is recorded for traceability, allowing tracking of every batch. Approved products proceed to packaging, having passed all quality requirements. Cones are wrapped in protective film, shielding them from contamination and moisture. Wrapping is sealed against moisture and oxygen, extending shelf life and freshness. Batch information is printed on the packaging, allowing traceability and recall if necessary. Wrapped cones are placed into cartons, grouped for transport and storage. Cartons are sealed and labeled, preparing them for warehouse handling. Cartons are stacked on pallets, arranged for efficient transport. Pallets are secured with shrink wrap, preventing movement during shipping. Pallets enter frozen storage, where temperature is maintained until shipment. Shipments are scheduled via refrigerated logistics, ensuring the cold chain is preserved. The product is distributed to retail locations where it enters consumer freezers.